In this question, we are given that in a test containing 20 questions, 4 marks are given for a correct answer, 1 marks is deducted for a wrong answer, and 0 marks are given for unattempted. If a student attempts at least one question, then what is the number of distinct scores he can get? So, this is a good question. I would advise you to pause the video and just see the question and then try to solve it by yourself. And if you cannot solve this, then just watch the solution. So let's solve this. So it is given that there are 20 questions in the exam, and if you do it right, you get +4. If you do it wrong, you get a -1. And if you don't attempt, that is, if it's unattempted, then you get 0, nothing. Okay, so actually, if a student the condition is that if a student attempt at least one question, sorry, this means that a student has to do one question at least. So what can a student do? He can do some questions right and some questions wrong. A student can do some questions right and other questions wrong. A student can also do some questions right and then unattempt other questions, and student can do some questions wrong and then unattempt another questions. So these are the three conditions what a student can do. For example, a student can do some questions right and some questions wrong. For example, he does 10 right questions and 10 wrong questions. This is done. He can also do 10 right and 10 unattempted. He can also do 10 wrong and 10 unattempted. So we'll find out the various distinct values in all the three pairs, and then that will be the answer. We'll start with this first one, right and wrong. See, if we take this if right and wrong, so we'll write this R and W. See, if the student does all the questions right, so how many marks will he get? For one question he gets 4 marks. For 20 questions right, he'll get 80 marks. So marks would be 80. Here I'll write out the marks. Marks would be 80. If the student does 19 questions right and one question is wrong, so for 90, he'll get 19 into 4, that is 76, and he has done one question wrong, so 1 marks would be deducted, that is 76 minus 1, that is 75. If he does 18 questions right and 2 questions are wrong, so for 18 questions he'll get 18 into 4, that is 72, and for 2 questions, two wrong questions, 2 marks are deducted, that is the 70. See, you can see the formation of an AP here: 80, then 75, and then 70. For the last one, that would be the student does 0 right questions and all the questions get wrong. So in that condition, for 0 right questions he'll get 0 marks, and for 20 wrong questions, minus 20 marks would be deducted, so that the answer would be his score would be -20. So this is the AP from 80 to -20. So you can calculate the number of terms easily. You don't need to, you can also calculate this by the formula is an is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. What is the last term? -20 is equals to, what is the first term? 80 plus n minus 1, and what is the difference? -5. You will 80 gets subtracted, this becomes -100 upon -5 is equals to n minus 1. Solve this, n minus minus gets cancelled out, this becomes n becomes 21. Therefore, in the first condition itself you have 21 values. For the first condition there are 21 terms, so there are 21 values. We'll proceed to another condition. Let me rub, and we'll move towards the second condition. In the second condition, which we took, that right plus unattempted, that is right question, unattempted question, and the marks he got. If he does all the questions right and 0 questions are unattempted, he gets 80 marks. And we'll not take this value in this case, because we have already considered this value in this case, that is, all questions were right and 0 were wrong. So we'll not consider this value. We'll go from the next one, that he does 19 questions right and 1 question is unattempted, that is, he gets 19 into 4 marks, that is 76 marks. If he does 18 questions right and 2 questions are unattempted, that is 18 into 4 marks, that is 72 marks. If he does 17 questions right, that is 17 into 4, 68. See, there is a formation of AP again with -4 as the common difference. What would be the last condition in this? He does one question right and all the 19 questions unattempted, because a student has to attempt at least one question, so he has to do one right question and 19 are unattempted. So for one right question he'll get the 4 marks. So this would be the AP. So we can again find the number of terms, that is n. An is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. What is your an? Last term is 4. A is nothing but 76 plus n minus 1, and what is your d? -4. Solve this and you will get -72 divided by -4 is equals to n minus 1. Minus and minus gets cancelled. This is 4 ones are 4. 4 ones are 4. 4 eights are, and n is 19. We get n is 19. So the number of values in second case is 19 values. Now we'll proceed to the third case, that is if he does only wrong questions and unattempted questions. In the last condition, it is given that he is only doing the questions wrong and unattempted, and the marks he gets. If he does all the questions wrong and none are unattempted, this comes out to be the -80. This is, we'll not consider this value because we have already taken this value in this condition, that he has done all the questions wrong and none was right. So we'll not take this. We'll move further. 19 questions are wrong and 0 unattempted. So for 19 wrong, he'll get -19 marks, -1 for every wrong answer. And if he has done 18 questions wrong and unattempted are here unattempted was 1 and here unattempted are 2, so he'll get -18 marks. 17 are wrong and 3 are unattempted. He'll get 17 -17 marks, and this will form an AP again, and he'll do one question wrong and 19 would be unattempted, that would be -1 mark. See, there is a formation of AP from -19 to -1. Again, you can calculate n number of terms, that is an is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. An is -1, a is -1, -19 plus n minus n, and what is the common difference? Common difference is +1. Common difference is +1. So this would come out to be 18 divided by 1 is equals to n minus 1, or n is 19. Again, n comes out to be 19. So again, in this case you get 19 values. So what are the total values that we get? The distinct score, that was the question. In the first condition we get 21 values, in which he was only doing right and wrong answers, and in the second, in the right and unattempted, we get 19 values, and in the last one, wrong and unattempted, we were getting 19 values. So we get 19, 19, 38, 38 plus 20, 58, and plus 1, 59. So we get 59 values in total. There are 59 distinct scores that a student can obtain in this test. So this was a good question. If you haven't got the concept yet, so I'll recommend you to watch the video again or just comment. I'll try to solve it once again with a more clear approach. So thank you.